Hello YouTube, my name is Isabella and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review for The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Now I read this book I think at the end of August and it is currently October 2nd while I am filming this, so I'm bad booktuber. I've been putting off this review and I don't know why, but I've been meaning to review it. I want to discuss my thoughts on it, and if you didn't already know, The Upside of Unrequited follows 17-year-old Molly, who's had something like 26 crushes on different boys, and she's never had a boyfriend. And while she's always really wanted one, she's felt as if she can't, and a lot of the reasoning behind that is tied up in the fact that she is overweight. And when her twin sister Cassie gets a girlfriend, they decide that they're finally going to get Molly a boyfriend, and they try and set her up with someone, but Molly also starts getting interested in a boy she never thought she'd like, and that's where our story kind of takes off. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but The Upside of Unrequited is actually a companion to Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Although you don't have to read Simon to have read this one, I do recommend that just because there are a few characters that are shared between it. And Simon actually has a teeny little cameo in this book, so if you really love Simon, you're going to get to see him very briefly as well. I really like this book for not just this one reason, but the biggest reason was the relatability of this book. Molly is a plus-size teen, and she also suffers from anxiety. She actually takes medication for it. And both of those things are own voices representation. I just know that 15-year-old Isabella would have loved to read this book. I would have liked to see a book where my thoughts and my fears were personified and not feel so alone. Another thing this book deals with is feeling kind of like the outcast or the one that's not so much wanted. And that is really how I felt kind of when I was in high school. This book became kind of like a personally loved book just for the relatability factor alone. I really liked Molly as a main character. I found her to be relatable, not just in what I was just saying, but also in like that she just seemed so authentically like a teenager. She liked going on her phone and she loved doing Pinteresty fun crafts, and she just seemed like a person that I would want to be friends with. For the most part, she's a really good sister and daughter and friend, but she also stumbles a few times, and when she does like fuck up, she realizes her mistakes and she's able to apologize and grow and make amends. I really liked seeing an imperfect character. Now, the side characters were incredibly diverse, not only in just who they were, but like personality as well. Molly and her twin sister have two moms, and they're actually sperm donor babies, and they also have a brother as well. Her twin sister Cassie identifies as a lesbian, and Cassie's girlfriend actually identifies as pansexual. I believe Molly and her whole family were Jewish as well. There was so much diversity across the board, and it was just a really nice thing to see. I know YA is growing and becoming better about that, but I thought this book did it quite well. I especially really liked the family relationships in this book. Although it is marketed as romance, and Molly does spend a lot of time thinking about boys and wanting a boyfriend, there are a lot of strong family ties in it as well, and I really appreciated that. I thought her dynamic with her sister was super interesting because they love each other to pieces. It's almost like they love each other so much that they can't stand to be with one another, and if you have siblings or like a close sibling relationship, I'm pretty sure you understand. I really liked the love interest in this story. He's adorkable and nerdy, and he loves all things Game of Thrones, Tolkien. Like, he is the love interest I would love to have in real life. And although him and Molly don't share their same nerdy interests, she appreciates his passion for the things that he loves, and I love him for those things. He was just a nice, solid, genuine human being, and the chemistry that they had together was fantastic. Now, Becky Albertalli's writing style isn't necessarily my favorite thing. I think she gets to the point, and I think she does dialogue between teenagers very, very well. Her writing is okay. I don't think it's like the best thing ever, but it did enough in this story that I liked it, and it's just no great shakes. I will say I listened to this book on audiobook, and I could not stand the audiobook narrator. I know, like, female voices can be higher pitched, but my God, the way that the narrator decided to do the voices for some of the side character ladies that were in it was just awful. She did it so very high pitched for basically every single side female character, and it was honestly sometimes really difficult to listen to. I personally was loving this book so much that I was willing to stomach the narration, but I could not stand some of the ways that she decided that all the female characters were going to speak. Molly wasn't so bad. Her voice even could get a little bit grating. So if you are going to pick up this book, I do recommend the print format just because I did not like the narration style whatsoever. All in all, I really, really love this book. I know some people might think of it to be a generic type YA contemporary, but there were a couple elements in here that made it stand above the rest for me, and a lot of it admittedly does come in the fact that I found it to be so relatable and how I felt when I was Molly's age, and so I love this book. It has become one of my favorites of the year, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know what you thought of The Upside of Unrequited, and I will see you again next time. Bye!